Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emefiele. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning.
Yes, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, Emefiele, British parliamentarian seeks independent institutions ahead of 2023 elections. CFSITT, member of Egmont Group, expressed concern over DSS attempt to arrest CBN governor. Apex Bank bows to pressure, reviews cash withdrawal limits upwards. Maximum weekly withdrawal limit now 500,000 for individuals, 5 million naira for corporate entities. Reiterate drive for cashless economy. Insists policy takeoff January 9. Deputy Governor to brief lawmakers today. Don't politicize security, DSS operations. Saraki cautions CNPP, CSOs. NYCN back CBN governor. Hail Buhari's stand on ban of cash withdrawal. Yes, yesterday the issue concerning the attempt by the Directorate of State Services, yes, the DSS, to implicate Central Bank governor on charges of terrorism financing. Of course, that issue came up yesterday in the British House of Lords. It was raised by Daniel Lord Hannan, the Baron of Kingsley. Hannan, of course, stressed the need for strong institutions ahead of the general elections in 2023. Of course, concern at home and abroad over the role the DSS sought to play very recently. Yes, the central bank governor, still out of the country this time around, is attending to his health, and he will not be appearing before the House of Representatives. Rather, a team led by the deputy governor of the central bank will be at the House of Reps to attend to inquiries and issues being raised by the parliamentarians, by Nigerian members of the House of Representatives. Now, above the masthead, 15 years after NUPRC announces bid for 7 deep offshore oil assets, incorporate 63 host communities trust fund, pre-qualification submissions end January 31. Of course, 15 years after it last put up 45 deep offshore assets for public bidding. Of course, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission yesterday announced, 7 deep offshore oil assets. But on a day, it was published that ExxonMobil, as well as Total oil giants, the American oil giant and the French oil giant, have announced their capital outlay for 2023 and did not include any of their assets in Nigeria in their capital outlay. ExxonMobil to spend as much as $23 billion, while Total will be spending as much as $18 billion between 2023 and 2025. Well, will they do a rethink with these deep offshore assets on offer by the regulatory authorities? Now, the Guardian newspaper also reporting the central bank story. CBN backtracks, increased weekly cash withdrawals, while the Daily Sun newspaper also reporting the story. CBN bows to pressure. Yes, I think I like that headline. Bows to pressure, increases withdrawal limit. Individual now 500,000 weekly, corporates 5 million naira. But other stories on the front page of the Daily Sun. Beside the masthead, IGP declares war on gunmen in Southeast. Says end of criminals masquerading as freedom fighters near. troop raid IPOB ESN camps in Ebonyi, Enugu. And below the photograph on that story, there's also another story. NSCDC uncovers plot to attack INEC facilities, put state commandants on alert, exploit to scuttle polls, says PDP. Well, it's good that the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps are also on this matter. And in fact, there was a riot act being read by the commandant to all state commanders that they have to be on the alert, as no further attack on INEC facilities will be tolerated. After all, their brief is to take care of critical national assets. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, the lead story, CBN raises cash withdrawal limits, while the Nigerian Tribune also has that as its lead story. CBN bows to pressure, reviews cash withdrawal limits. But beside the photograph there's a story. Court orders interim forfeiture of 899,900 naira. Is written there. 15 properties recovered from ex-AGF Idris, but it's not naira. That is dollar, because the body of the story itself says it all. Yes. Let me just get that story. $899,000. That's what the former, court orders interim forfeiture of $899,900. 304.5 million naira. 15 properties recovered from the ex-AGF. Yes, the former Accountant General of the Federation, who was caught, his fingers very much in the chill, and now he has to forfeit it. He's still standing trial. Now, the Nation newspaper, how Blue Light Rail will benefit Lagos by Sanwo-Olu. Test running of project begins. Buhari to kick off phase 2 in January. Quite interesting. Yes, Lagos, the mega city. At last, the Blue Rail being tested, but we must recall that Jakonde, yes, LKJ, Lateef Jakonde, if there's one man you can say change the face of Lagos, unlike, contrary to today's narrative, is Lateef Jakonde, who was governor from 1979, October 1979 to December 1983. Yes, he had the concept of this underground rail, which is for modern cities use these days. And of course, areas were mapped out, buildings were knocked down to make way for the underground rail, contract awarded to a French firm. Then came the military junta, headed coincidentally by Major General Buhari then, and it was cancelled. The firm sued Nigeria and was paid compensation. But thank goodness, rail again in Lagos City taking off. Kudos to Sanwo-Olu for continuing
fortunately,
rail project. Yeah.
Fortunately, that's all we'll be able to take on Newspaper Review today. Thank you very much. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.